I didn't know you saw.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Great wrestling. Sometimes you gotta draw the limit.
Well, thank you for telling me that.
That's why wrestlers aren't basketball players.
Yo, that's why we're not. I was the smallest center that you could ever find because all I did was foul the other guards.
Right.
I was aggressive.
All right, Chevis. We done interviewed these kids. Lexi has asked to re-interview you again. So I'm going to be sending this to her. And as soon as I get my questions back. All right, so these are the same questions I asked the parents. All right, what's your name?
My name is Chevis Smith.
And you have how many kids wrestling?
I have 4 boys wrestling. I have a 17-year-old wrestling. I have an 11-year-old wrestling. I have a 7-year-old wrestling. And I have a 3-year-old that wrestles.
And the 3-year-old is Kai Smith.
Yes, sir. He actually was a mat rat for about a year at the age of 2. And this year will be his first actual year registered as an AAU wrestler.
Is he on the mat right now? No.
Not on the mat right now.
Let me see. There he is, playing basketball in the corner with the girls.
I normally get about an hour to an hour and a half worth of attention span from him. We have a 2-hour practice.
Right.
So if I'm doing an hour of practice, I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, where are you from originally?
Well, my family's originally from Florida. We migrated to Virginia. My mother moved to Virginia when she was about 18. Fresh graduated from college, met my father on the Eastern Shore. And we all moved to Hampton, Virginia from there.
And how competitive are you?
I'm so competitive that I start my kids off at the age of 3.
2 actually, last year.
2, yes.
Yep. Let me get this straight.
Give them a competitive jump.
Right.
The rest of them.
How'd you get into wrestling?
I was pretty much like all the other kids, ADHD, didn't have much to do after school. So my mother, she was in the grocery store one day and I seen a flyer for the Hampton Jaguars. And from there I was in.
What are the Hampton Jaguars?
The Hampton Jaguars are a youth association started about 43 years ago by Norman and Dee Thacker.
They get Chevis.
Okay, and do you remember what your stats were when you were wrestling?
I don't remember the exact stats, but I didn't lose much.
You win any championships?
Plenty. Won a few state championships as a youth wrestler.
Right.
Once I got to high school, I had a couple things to turn me from wrestling.
Right.
And I missed out on a lot of my years of wrestling. And
right.
That's why I ended up giving back. I seen the flyer for coaches needed. It just so happened to be the same team that I wrestled for as a youth wrestler.
Right.
So I went over there and I wrestled for them, or coached for them for about 7 years.
Right.
And then after that, the program discontinued, so I went on with the Bulldogs, was a new wrestling team started by one of the coaches' kids that were on the Hampton Jaguars.
What kind of life issues stopped you from wrestling?
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure?
Yeah, pretty much peer pressure, the streets.
And smoking and drinking?
Smoking and drinking.
What about now? I mean, how do you feel about it? You've been coaching about 10 to 12 years now. How do you think that's impacted your life?
It impacted me in a positive way, I could say, because it impacted me to the way where I actually pay more attention to kids and don't want to see them go that same route.
Right.
It pushes me to intercept that before it even happens to them. I can give them my coulda, shoulda, woulda story, and a lot of them I change. If I change 1 out of 10 kids, I'm happy.
Right. What do you think your favorite move was when you were wrestling?
Oddly, the head throw, but late in my career it became the banana split.
Yeah, that's kind of a trademark with your kids there.
Oh yeah, they kind of picked it up. One of them picked it up on his own.
Right. Now you think with your competitiveness, I know the banana split in particular caused some issues with some other parents from some other teams. How do you think that relates to you and how competitive you are? Or do you think it's an unfair move for youth wrestlers?
It depends on which end of the move you're on. If you're on the receiving end of the move, it can be a very strenuous thing, dealing with a kid that you know is coming out to try to split you.
Right.
But if you're putting it on, I mean, it's an experience.
Right.
So I would suggest you be the one putting it on.
Right. What do you think your training is like for your kids? Out here at practice, at home?
Intense.
Okay.
Intense. I would say they have it better here at practice because they get to share some of my frustration with the other kids.
Right.
Compared to one-on-one with them, and I'm a vigorous trainer.
Right. What kind of stuff do you do with them at home?
We do a lot of sled pulling, tire pulling, a lot of cross-country running.
Kai runs with you guys?
Yeah, Kai can run up to about 1.5 miles without stopping, without asking for water.
Well, what about weight cutting? Do you like them to cut weight?
I feel like if kids are conditioned right, they naturally cut weight.
Right.
You know, they take off the